If you hold Ripple's XRP, if you hold HBAR, if you hold XLM, if you hold SUI, this video is going to be one of the most important videos that you watch in December for 2024 for the rest of this year, because we have some important catalysts to talk about that are going to directly affect these projects. On top of that, we have to share with you what's happening in the overall crypto market with retail coming back and what this is going to look like over the next few months, so you know exactly what to expect. We're going to spend some time discussing the Bitcoin stock to flow rainbow indicator in the most likely case scenario that will affect the altcoin market. Even if you don't hold any Bitcoin, which I personally do not, I'm extremely bullish on altcoins, and I'm going to share with you what altcoins I'm the most bullish on by the end of this video and the reason why we need to look at the stock to flow rainbow indicator. On top of what BlackRock is doing and recommending for allocations to the crypto market compared to M2 global liquidity, bonds, real estate, equities, art, gold, and where Bitcoin is at right now. Van Eck's top 10 crypto predictions for 2025 that you do not want to miss. We're getting into the Bitcoin to the US dollar price chart and a likely scenario to happen in the short term if this critical resistance does not break. And the crypto total market cap excluding the top 10, so the majority of the mid cap and low cap projects, and what that has to do with Bitcoin and what we're seeing right now on the MACD, the XRP, the US dollar price chart, HBAR's price chart, XLM's price chart, SUI's price chart, and what you need to do right now if you hold any of these altcoins. So if you're feeling bullish, comment 777. If you're feeling blessed, comment 777. And if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it by tapping the subscribe button. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So with Bitcoin sitting at $101,000, XRP is up on the day, 3%, 2.42, and the rest of the market is just hanging out. Chainlink is making a run for it the past 7 days, 10%. You know, Chainlink is getting bought up by, I believe it's Trump and his son. People are tracking their wallets and saying that they're panic buying Chainlink. Now, I don't know how you panic buy something. You just buy it. You know, some people spin the media and the narratives the way that they want. SUI is up 12% over the past week as well, too. XLM down 11%. And HBAR down 14% over the past week, but up over the past hour. So let's dive into the catalysts that are coming over the next few months that you need to be ready for. This is really important, guys. This video is not clickbait. The first thing that I need to talk about is what's happening with retail right now, because when we search crypto on Google Trends from 2004 till present, this tracks where the masses are at in terms of interest on Google and coming back. For example, at the peak of the market right here in 2018 at the top, crypto was 35. Now at that time it was 100 out of 100, but relative to 2021, more people were interested in crypto at the peak of the market right here by May of 2021. And then for that all-time high above $65,000, it was 97 out of 100. So the true technical high for the market was around like May of 2021. Right now, it's projecting for December the interest to be 78 out of 100. So if we expect more retail to come into the market, very similar to what happened in 2021 compared to 2018, then theoretically speaking, the retail interest should be higher than 2021. And so I'll show you where I believe we are in the market cycle and how much time we have left. And it might not be as much as you think, and I'll explain why. But as trillions get ready to come into this market over the next few months, right now, we're only at $3.64 trillion. And so there will be trillions of dollars flowing in. And I'll show you some data to prove that based on what BlackRock is telling people to allocate to the crypto market. Now, I'm not going to tell you to buy or sell anything. These videos are not financial advice, educational purposes only. You could lose money in crypto. It's very risky. Go consult your financial advisor, because if you buy crypto, you're going to most likely lose all of your money and you're going to be sleeping in a tent, okay, on the street. That's the outcome of investing in these markets. So I'm not liable for anything that happens to you. You're a full-grown adult and you can wipe your own butt. So let's look at the Bitcoin stock to flow model here in the rainbow indicator, and let's zoom in here and then let's compare to the past. And so I'm going to put up on the screen right here the past bull run cycles above this one, so you guys can see what happened when we went from orange to the next stage in the cycle, which is yellow. So we just transitioned from purple to red and now red to orange. And I talked about this several months ago, and I explained what is most likely going to happen and it's happening right now. So it's no surprise, right? I'm not a Nostradamus. I don't need to be able to predict the future here. We look at the facts and then we form a strategy around the facts. So that's why it makes sense for you to subscribe to the channel and like this video so you can receive the facts to understand what's going to happen next, because my opinion is irrelevant. Same with yours, but the facts are the most relevant. So we're consolidating right here at the $100,000 level. Now, looking at the last cycle, Bitcoin did the exact same thing right below $20,000 at that previous high, broke out, even consolidated 22, 23K before running really fast up to 40K and 2xing. Then we saw a steeper pullback. And then when we transitioned from orange to light yellow, that's when the market saw that first major peak before the big dip going into light green. So I wouldn't expect the chart to play out exactly similar to this, but just based on going from orange to yellow is telling us that we still have higher to go into 2025. Now, looking at the cycle before this one, you can see roughly the same thing happen when we went from red to orange. We saw a breakout, and then we saw this pullback right here. Going from orange to yellow, we saw another big breakout. It wasn't as parabolic until we transitioned to yellow and then eventually light green for the blow off top. But this cycle showed us that going from orange to yellow, we still had higher to go. And then the major pullback happened from yellow to light green, and even bigger pullbacks after that as well too, above the stock to flow line. The cycle before this one is the same thing. Going from red to orange, we saw this massive breakout. Then from orange to yellow, massive consolidation just because there was less liquidity in the markets. But from orange to light green, the parabolic blow off top above the stock to flow line. So right now the stock to flow line is at $400,000. Every single cycle prior to this, Bitcoin has gone above the stock to flow line. So even if Bitcoin does just half of the stock to flow line at the end of the cycle, $400,000, that would put Bitcoin at roughly 200K. Now, my price prediction for this cycle is about $190,000. I think will be the peak for Bitcoin. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope it goes much higher than that. But that's my exit point. Even before then, I'm going to be laddering out between 150 to 190. And I'll be sharing that with you guys inside of Altcoin Pro University when you click the link in the description below to get access to our research team's top altcoin picks. You can watch this 26-minute video that'll explain everything else that you're going to get with 100 plus expert curated classes, live weekly calls, daily market updates, our global community that's posting their questions in there nonstop. So our research team will answer them. Even other members in the community will answer them for you. And that's why we have 934 members. So you want to be one of the first 1,000 to get access to these exclusive bonuses by being one of the first 1,000 annual members. And then these bonuses are going to go away at that annual price point. In January 1st, the price is actually going to go up, guys, from $97 a month to $197 a month, and from $970 a year to $1,970 per year. So you can save $194 right now, 30-day money back guarantee, and I know you're gonna love it. Now, we have a lot to dive into in this video, so diving back into the stock to flow model right here, you guys can see we're well below the stock to flow line. Right now, at this level, it says $162,000. So the next move up for Bitcoin is going to bring the altcoin market up with it. So on the macro, things are looking very, very bullish. Now, on the micro and the day-to-day, we're gonna dive into that in the chart in a little bit. But first, look at this. BlackRock officially recommends a 2% allocation to Bitcoin. Now, that might not seem like a lot of money, but the world has 900 trillion in assets, not even including derivatives market, which is in the quadrillions, but 2% of 900 trillion implies a Bitcoin market cap of 18 trillion, which would roughly put Bitcoin at like $900,000 per coin. Now, will that happen this market cycle? Most likely not. Will it happen by 2035? Most likely. You know, by 2030, I could see Bitcoin at $500,000 quite comfortably. By 2035, I could see it well beyond then because of how aggressive BlackRock and other institutions have been buying. It's going to play catch up to gold. Look at art. Art is well beyond it. $6 trillion cars and collectibles. Equities is massive. Real estate over $300 trillion. They're tokenizing real estate on chain. We got the bond market. We're going to be talking about what Ripple is doing within the bond market as well too. That's $300 trillion. And global M2 increasing. People realizing that the spending power of the US dollar has been going down. They're debasementing the currency by printing unlimited dollars. And so the more money that they print, the more liquidity the smart investors in the world flow into asset classes like these. That's why real estate's inflated, bonds are inflated, and crypto is the hottest, newest asset class that's obviously the most volatile, but is expected to experience the most growth to the upside. Now, here's Van Eck's top 10 crypto predictions for 2025. This is crazy. Crypto bull market hits a medium-term peak in Q1 and sets a new high in Q4 of 2025. So they're projecting this market to go all the way into the end of 2025. So they're thinking we're going much higher. The US embraces Bitcoin with strategic reserves and increases crypto adoption. That's not even a prediction. That's happening. So that's coming true. Number 3, value of tokenized securities exceeds $50 billion. Stablecoins daily settlement volume reaches 300 billion. I could see that happening. AI agents on-chain activity surpasses 1 million agents. We see AI agent altcoins exploding. Guys, our research team has called some of the biggest AI agent projects inside of Altcoin Pro. If you're not plugged in there, you are missing out massively. So much money has been made. It's absolutely insane. And we're not even to the end of the bull run cycle yet. And we're achieving gains like it is the euphoria stage of the market cycle. So definitely don't miss out on that. Number 6, Bitcoin's layer 2 reaches 100,000 Bitcoin in total value locked. Ethereum blob space generates 1 billion in fees. DeFi hits all-time highs with 4 trillion decentralized exchange volume, 200 billion total value locked. NFT market makes a recovery with trading volumes reaching $30 billion. Decentralized app tokens narrow the percentage gap with L1 tokens. And crypto bull market hits a medium-term peak. Q1 sets the high in Q4. So they're believing that the crypto bull market will persist through 2025. They're projecting Bitcoin to be valued at around $180,000. So, I was projecting about 190 at the peak, so they're pretty spot on with what I'm saying. Ethereum trading above $6,000, and other prominent projects like Solana and SUI could exceed $500 and $10 respectively. So when we look at the Bitcoin to the US dollar price chart, if Bitcoin can break this resistance zone right here at about $101 to $102,000, the all-time high at $103,000 is the last stop. As you guys can see, Bitcoin rallied up quick to it, kind of consolidated at it, and then dropped back down really fast. So if Bitcoin does not break this resistance, the most likely case scenario in the short term is for Bitcoin to come back down close to or to this ascending support as the next stop to the downside, like it did right here. It wicked a little bit below it right here, tried to bounce off it right here, bounced off it right here, trended off of it right here. So this ascending support is what we're watching right now. This zone of resistance is what Bitcoin needs to clear, hold as support, and this would be the green light for Bitcoin to continue higher to make another massive move up. So what I would expect on that move up for Bitcoin when that happens, it's not a matter of if, because like I said in a previous video, if I were to draw this parallel channel, just connect the highs right here with the lows, Bitcoin is just trading inside of this bullish channel right here. So regardless of whatever happens in this channel is irrelevant. We need to see a break to the upside. And when we do, the next move for Bitcoin will be some massive rapid move that'll happen all of a sudden over the course of 1 to 2 weeks. It's very similar to what happened in the past that you just couldn't be ready for. For example, as you guys see right here, when Bitcoin experiences these breakout moves, tens of billions of dollars flow in really, really fast, even hundreds of billions for Bitcoin. And we see these massive green candles that only take a few hours, really. I mean, if we measure this one right here, how quickly Bitcoin grew over the course of 4 hours, it grew 8%. It might not seem like that much, but that's a lot of money. That's billions and billions of dollars flowing in. Even this move right here that happened for Bitcoin in this rising wedge going from $82,000 upwards of $89,000, it happened over the course of a few hours. So what Bitcoin likes to do is it likes to chop sideways and remain range bound or slightly up for a while as it goes through this choppy price action. And then when we make a move to the upside, it happens really, really quick. And we jump in the magnitude of, $10,000, maybe $20,000 at a time. So I think the next move for Bitcoin is going to be anywhere between $112,000 to $120,000 before we experience a pullback. Now, when that happens, guys, altcoins are going to absolutely fly. So even if Bitcoin pulls back in the short term, well, that's just a buying opportunity for your favorite altcoin project. So we are experiencing a bearish cross on the daily candles for the on the daily MACD on the chart right here for others, which is the crypto total market cap excluding the top 10, which would essentially be everything underneath Tron, Cardano, Dogecoin, BNB, Solana, and XRP. So everything such as Avalanche, Chainlink, Shiba Inu, SUI, Stellar, HBAR, etc. It congregates them all together, adds up their market cap, and puts it on this chart right here. So we're at $407 billion right now because we just experienced a bearish cross all the way up here at 37B on the MACD, similar to what happened in the past. One of two things could happen here, okay? This could either be a fake out, like what we saw happen right here in January of 2021, where the market just chopped around for a period of time between 82 billion all the way down to $60 billion. And that cross that we saw happen right here on the 21st of January, which caused this pullback to take place, was the last of the dip. And then we just continuously formed higher lows and higher highs as we broke on out of here. So on the right-hand side of the screen, if this is a fake out and this is the last of the dip, then it would look somewhat similar where we just continuously form higher highs, higher lows, and we chop on our way up right here before we make the next major move to the upside past the all-time high. Because as you can see, we're still below the all-time high for others right here, while Bitcoin is breaching above the all-time high. So if we just continuously chop higher and higher, higher lows, higher highs, and then eventually break out past the all-time high for a sudden move when Bitcoin's dominance drops, then what that would look like for the MACD is this blue line right here curving back around above the signal line, similar to what you guys see on the left-hand side of the screen right here, as the MACD line stayed well above the signal line until the next major pullback, which was upwards of $190 billion. And that pullback for the market brought altcoins down about 36% before we continued higher all the way up here to $400 billion. And then that steep pullback. And as you can see, the bearish cross right here on the 16th of May, the MACD line just plummeted to the downside with that correction right there. So one of two things. Number one, this is a potential fake out and we're just going to reverse back to the upside like we did back after January of 2021. Or number two, we're experiencing what we saw back here at the end of August of 2020 when this bearish cross took place above the zero line. All the way up here, we saw this pullback and attempted a recovery right here. And the recovery failed. We could not put in a higher high and the price plummeted all the way below this 50 SMA in blue that you can see right here, and then started to form higher lows and higher highs as we worked our way on out of here after the MACD reset below the zero line. So if we do something like that, and on the right hand side of the screen, if we attempt to rally up and we don't put in a new high and we see the price crash down and liquidate a lot of people below the 50 SMA in blue right here, that line, well, this would scare a lot of people out of the market, but this would give the MACD a much needed reset below zero on the histogram to then do what we saw happen all the way back here to work our way on out of here. So if we saw something like that happen, yes, it would be scary. Yes, it would shake a lot of newbies out of the market that just entered. And then we'd have to work our way on out of here leading into 2025. Now, in order for something like this to happen in a big shakeout event, there would need to be some type of black swan event, because a crash like that from where we're at right now, even if we rally back up to the high, would be like a 30 to 40% crash to go below the 50 SMA. So that would have to be some sort of government intervention and planned shakeout event to basically scare the crap out of all of these retail investors that I just showed you on Google Trends that are researching and buying crypto right now, to dump on all of their faces so they get scared, they sell out. What governments would do and major institutions would do is they would buy this MACD resetting below zero. So if you have cash on the sidelines, that would be the dip of a lifetime. So don't let them shake you out. Now, I'm not saying that that would happen. I just want to bring you the facts, but I want to prepare you for both scenarios. So when we look at the XRP to the US dollar price chart, I talked about XRP getting rejected from this descending resistance right here. In a likely scenario that I'm expecting is for the price to come within this zone of support that we wicked off of multiple times since the beginning of December right here. We haven't touched it yet. We actually did reverse to the upside and we are back at this descending resistance. And so what you want to watch here is you want to watch this zone in red right here If we don't pop up here soon and do something like this and hold this descending resistance and we get rejected to come back down below this descending resistance, the likelihood of XRP tapping into this zone as support increases. So what I'm going to be watching for and what I want to see is I want to see XRP rally up in the short term on the hourly chart, either above or into this red box as resistance, hold it. And then even if we saw a sell-off back down to this descending resistance, that's a good sign because this would add as a launch pad for the next move up for XRP. Otherwise, we're just going to come back down into this zone right here and then drop probably down into this support box for another bounce for XRP. And so for me to accumulate more XRP, I would want to see one of two things happen, okay? Number one, I want to see a breakout and a close above about $2.48, preferably $2.50, hold it as support for a trend reversal, because a trend reversal is just a series of lower highs and lower lows. So we just keep putting in lower highs. We have not cleared the high of the 12th of December right here. Until we clear that high and hold it as support, then XRP is just going to stay in a downtrend and sell back off below this descending resistance, potentially into this support zone right here. So that's where I want to be watching for XRP as the next stop of support right here. Same thing for the XRP to the Bitcoin price chart. We actually broke this descending resistance. We're holding it right now as support right at this level, but we still haven't cleared this zone right here in red that needs to clear for a trend reversal. And then the next stop for XRP, the Bitcoin price chart for resistance, is up here at the high from the 8th of December, 7th of December. It also acted as support on the 4th of December. That would be the next resistance level for XRP to Bitcoin. And so to trend up and to trend higher, we need to break these two levels. Now, the real key here to understanding what's coming in the macro for the long-term holders here that don't really care about the hour-to-hour or the minute-to-minute is what's happening right now with Ripple's plans to basically overhaul the banking system, global payments, making things faster and taking on payment giants like Venmo and PayPal. Listen to this.
This is why the financial system needs cryptocurrencies like XRP.
First, I'm going to say, I imagine a number of people in here have a PayPal account and you probably have a Venmo account. Have you ever tried to move money from Venmo? PayPal owns Venmo, just to be clear. Have you ever tried to move money from Venmo to PayPal? You can't do it. You have to go Venmo back to your bank and then back to PayPal. The reason I start with that answer is, in a perfect world, what we see an interoperable payments network world of the future, where all payment networks are interoperable. The world we live in today, and I'm using PayPal and Venmo as the example, is highly not interoperable. What you're talking about in the U.S. Fed and the faster payments, that's a domestic clearing. We actually think, yes, that would be fabulous. Actually, Ripple was one of the kind of leads on that task force. At some point, though, you have to go from the U.S. dollar to another currency.
Now, you guys know that XRP is revolutionizing global payments, and U.S. Treasury bills on the XRP ledger is beginning next week. Users can stake XRP to receive T-bill tokens and earn yield. This is absolutely massive. Once RLUSD is commercialized, they plan to offer a wider range of financial opportunities, various real-world asset products based on RLUSD, real estate, and trade finance. This is through ELISA, so you guys have probably already seen this news happen, but this is insane. Guys, and this is just the start of the bullish news that is coming for Ripple and XRP that you've heard me blab on about every single day for the past few years. Here's something that's very interesting. Regardless of Gary Gensler stepping down, the lawsuit being dropped, RLUSD launching, tokenization of real-world assets, but it's the Bearable Guy's account. He changed his banner, removing the first snowball and replacing it with a bamboo plant. Now, if we look right here, the previous banner was this. It was the sunflower pot that the bear was watering in the greenhouse, and then this snowball effect. And XRP was at the first snowball. Now, what just happened here? Well, the first snowball is gone. Now XRP is at the second snowball. Can you guys guess what's going to happen next? The second snowball is going to be gone. XRP is going to be at the third snowball. And where's XRP's price going to be? Probably bigger. No guarantees there. But let's just assume that a Freemason or some secret society member or Brad Garlinghouse or maybe Donald Trump or, just somebody who knows some information from the inside that's posting these riddles for fun. Because when you think about crypto, what do you think about? Do you think about the insane tech? Do you think about the community? Do you think about the opportunities that could be made? Well, what I think about is who is this Satoshi guy and why did they make it all a mystery? Could it be that the insiders behind it, the National Security Agency, didn't want the public to know, and they wanted the word cryptography to be the whole premise behind the whole crypto industry, to make it one massive social experiment for people to figure out who created it and to ponder amongst each other. And that's one of the best marketing angles ever, for nobody knows who to create Bitcoin. So a marketing angle for this account, and the reason why it has 90,000 plus followers, is stuff like this. Now, couldn't you just write it off and call it a conspiracy theory? Potentially, but it goes much deeper than that. So what just popped up here is a bamboo sprout. Now, I've actually studied bamboo plants and how they work. And Bearable Guy also posted this, a panda eating a popcorn. So why would he post a panda? It's because pandas eat bamboo. So it's definitely bamboo sprout. Now, here's the real key here. We made this post on Bull Runners HQ on Twitter if you want to read it. But do you wonder why XRP took forever to break out? Do you wonder why people doubted it? Well, imagine being a farmer and farming bamboo and having a neighbor that's farming corn or wheat. If you farm like corn, wheat, or whatever else that grows quicker, well, then you're going to be looking at your neighbor that has bamboo and nothing's growing, and you're probably going to laugh at them, right? So everyone was laughing at XRP in the space. Everyone was calling it a joke. They're like, this cryptocurrency is nonsense. It's a dinosaur coin, right? That's what happens. Well, XRP is like bamboo because sometimes it takes a long time. Bamboo takes up to 90 days to germinate under less than ideal conditions. So once sprouted, bamboo grows rapidly, sometimes reaching heights of several feet per day. And what that symbolizes is perseverance, strength, the ability to thrive after a period of patience, preparation. And during the 90 days before a bamboo seed sprouts, what's happening? Well, it's not just doing nothing. It's not just chilling there. The plant is developing an extensive root system beneath the soil. As above, so below. The period of unseen growth is critical for the bamboo's long-term survival and rapid growth once it emerges. And the reason why it can sustain that rapid growth and not just go back down to nothing is because if the bamboo were to sprout in the first week, there would be no root system. The first storm that passes, the bamboo would be torn from the ground. So that's why it's extremely strong. Much like Ripple is a company in XRP after 7 years of consolidation, operating under less than ideal conditions with the SEC, trying to sprout, unable to do that due to price suppression because of no regulation in the United States. We've been through a lot of nonsense. Ripple has created during that time an extensive root system of partnerships across various industries globally. So when the storm of regulation hits, specifically the stablecoin storm of regulation for USDT, well, RLUSD could be signifying the bamboo plant as well too. There will be one plant standing taller than all of the rest. That will be XRP. Now, like this video if you agree, and the reason why is because of what's coming for ISO. Now, on the Federal Reserve.org, this official website right here, frbservices.org, they talk about ISO 222 implementation, the messaging format for the Fedwire Fund service in a single day implementation strategy. It's going to happen March 10th on a single day. With this implementation, it will sunset. They're saying this, guys. We will sunset the existing proprietary Fedwire application interface manual format and replace all FAIM messages with ISO 222 messages. Now, on this day or leading into this day, I would expect the ISO standard projects to rally. And I called this before it happened. And look, I said that the best decision that you could possibly make was to accumulate HBAR around the 5 to 6 cent region all the way down here. And so far, you would be up from that low about, even current levels, 600%. So if you had 10 grand, it would be worth $60,000. You would have made $50,000 by plugging in with our Telegram group below. So when you plug in with Altcoin Pro below, we're going to share even bigger opportunities. Now, looking at the HBAR price chart, a lot of people are like, well, should I buy HBAR right now? It's a little bit high. Did I miss out? What should I do? Well, we're consolidating right now at about $11.9 billion within this range right here. So even if, let's say, for example, right, if the altcoin market of total 3 or others pulls back, then yes, HBAR and the rest of the market would most likely pull back. And we could potentially see a back test of the all-time high or even this level in this range down here to consolidate and then start working our way on out of here for the next leg up. Or, in my opinion, we just kind of consolidate right here and chop, forming higher lows and higher highs before making the next move up for HBAR. Whichever scenario happens, whether we see a much deeper dip or we just hold tight at this range right here, before moving up, the smartest people in the world are going to be accumulating HBAR. And we will revisit this video over the next 6 to 12 months. And you guys will see why I believe HBAR is going much higher. But just from a chart perspective right here, if I were to just clear the SMAs and zoom out on the macro right here and put it on the weekly, we just broke into price discovery in terms of the market cap. That's absolutely incredible. That is a great sign. Very similar to what happened all the way back here when we broke into price discovery. Notice how HBAR got rejected from the high of February of 2020, the high of August of 2020. And when it broke out, it just formed higher lows and higher highs. And then boom, popped all the way up here and then saw a deeper correction and then an all-time high. So if we were to just trace up the chart, obviously it's not going to look the exact same for HBAR, but to where we are right now, even if we see a pullback in the short term, HBAR is just going to continue up the rest of this bull run, probably to $50 billion. Even if we draw the Fibonacci retracement from the high to the low and see what a full extension for HBAR would be, look at that. Right there at $30 billion is a 4.236. So I would not be surprised to see HBAR between a $20 to $30 billion market cap this cycle, potentially a full extension. A full extension, I think it would probably go up to 50 billion, somewhere around there. We're at $11 billion right now. So I'm still holding HBAR for the rest of this bull run. And another altcoin I'm holding is XLM, another ISO standard project. And so as you notice, XLM, HBAR, XRP all moved at the same time. So while I think XRP is going to do well, I potentially think XLM or HBAR could even outperform XRP because their market caps are significantly lower. For example, if you look at HBAR's market cap at $11 billion, XLM is at $13 billion. Well, XRP's market cap is at $138 billion. So if XRP does well, well then just expect XLM or HBAR to potentially do even better. Now they're going to be more volatile, obviously, but this first leg up is the first major move. And now that we're seeing a consolidation phase take place, any dips is going to be an opportunity if it does dip lower than this. So if we see the price come back down for XLM and dip even lower with the rest of the altcoin market before making the next attempt at the all-time high, it's still below the high of 2021 and even all the way back here in terms of market cap of 2017. So XLM's market cap hasn't actually broke a 6-year consolidation pattern right here. So we just attempted the all-time high. We got rejected from it again. Imagine what happens when it breaks that high, holds it as support. What's going to happen next? The move for XLM to the upside leading into Van X Q4 prediction of 2025 is going to play in line perfectly with ISO 222 going live globally by November of 2025. And so all through 2025, there's going to be some massive opportunities for the ISO standard projects. And so I don't expect XLM to come back down to these levels of $3 billion anytime soon, let alone ever again. So when I was making videos every single day saying, prepare now, this is your last chance, I truly did mean that. That was not clickbait because look at the price charts now. So while people made fun of me and they're like, this guy says last chance every single day. And he says, why are you saying prepare now every single day? It's because you don't prepare in one day. You prepare daily. It's like you don't just go to the gym in one day and get in the best shape of your life. You go to the gym daily. You prepare every single day. If you're not on guard, if you're not preparing nonstop, you go broke and you live in a van down by the river. So the reason why I became a millionaire before 30 is because I prepared every single day all through my 20s. While all of my friends that I grew up with were going out to the bars, watching sports, and then just working an everyday job, they weren't preparing. I was staying up till 2, 3 in the morning, studying markets, studying marketing, studying SEO, understanding email marketing, understanding how to build businesses, understanding how to effectively convey a message that the masses could understand in a simplistic format, understanding how to invest my money, where to put it, and then sharing that transparently with you guys on what I'm doing with my income. Now, that doesn't mean that you should do what I'm doing and put your money where I'm putting mine, because sometimes some things might underperform, they might do bad. That's just the name of the game of investing. But when you're in doubt, zoom out on the macro. For example, looking at SUI's chart, well, all the way down here, if you would have bought SUI on the 12th of August at $1.05 and then watched it sell off all the way to 73 cents, you would have been maybe pissed at me because I was posting SUI all the way at $1. I can't remember exactly when I was posting it, but I was talking about it at $1. So maybe it was right around that level right there. But just to give you an example here of what happens in these markets, or maybe I was talking about it right here, it was right around $1. Either way, if you would have just held for the long term, look at where SUI's at now. It's at $4.70. You'd be up nearly a 5x. And if you had some money to throw around here, you could make some serious money in a project like this. Now, when we look at SUI breaking the all-time high, this is what happened that's very similar to XLM. We came up to the high, barely breached above it, and we got rejected from it, and then we just chopped around for a period of time right here, consolidating before the next major move up. And so SUI is starting to march up higher and higher, and we're in price discovery right now. So this is a great sign if I just go ahead and I clear everything on the chart, and I just draw a trend line from the low right here, forming higher lows and connecting the highs, forming higher highs. So what I would expect to happen for SUI in the short term is for us to see some type of, parabolic, even if we pull back a little bit in the short term, for us to see some major move to the upside for a parabolic blow off top, and then for us to break this trend and to see some type of consolidation pattern like this take place going into like March, April, or May of 2025. So the trend is your friend. As long as we're in an uptrend and we don't break below $3 and, or $2.90 right around this level right here as support where we wicked at all the way back on the 26th of November. If we hold that support, then SUI's just going to continue the uptrend and form some type of blow off top. And then we consolidate for a bit. And then if the market cycle goes beyond like March, April, or May of 2025, then I would just expect SUI to form some parabolic blow off top in 2025. And then we go into a nasty bear market, and this thing probably loses like 50 to 80% of its value going into like 2026 after the peak is in. And so, yes, you are a little late. We are at a high right now. We could potentially see some pullbacks in the short term here. But the real power play to understand is altcoins on these chains that have yet to run. For example, I drew this up on one chart right here, which was Uni, and when it was in a downtrend, and I said, expect this project right here to attempt a breakout of this falling wedge and fail. And look what happened, guys. It happened almost identical. We attempted a breakout right here. We failed. We went back into the wedge. And look, even where I drew it bouncing from, it bounced right here, rallied all the way up here, failed this rally, came all the way back down. It's crazy how this works out. The only thing that's a little bit different, even with this bounce, look at this. It bounces all the way up, comes back up here. So if we see total 3 play out, I hope it doesn't do this, but if it does something like this and comes all the way back down here, this would be the last major bounce for the market, because then we need to hold where we're at right now as support before we trend even higher. So the market cap for this project right here is at $20 million. Let me just clear my chicken scratch on the chart so we can see where we're at. So right here, the resistance from the 25th of November all the way to the 5th of December cleared that. It needs to hold this as support. If it can hold this as support, we'll most likely retest the high. If we don't, we come all the way back down to these levels, somewhere all the way down here as support. So the next best entry point, I'm not telling you to buy this project, I'm just telling you that I do hold it because it's the co-founder's dog of SUI, and it's at a $20 million market cap. I could see this project doing very, very well. And we were sharing this project all the way back here, guys, with you in the Telegram group at like a $4 million market cap before it broke out and went upwards of like a $40 million market cap. So that would have been a 10x for you right there. You could have hedged some profits, entered in back in again down here if you wanted. Again, I'm not telling you what to do, but right now this is a good sign with this breakout. So with SUI breaking out, we're seeing Uni break out. As long as SUI continues to do well, I think this project's going to absorb some liquidity because dog coins on chain, especially the co-founders' dogs, do well. That's why Myro on Solana was upwards of a $300 million market cap. I think it went up to like 500 million when Solana did very, very well last year in 2013. And so I think Uni is where the momentum is going to be for a top meme coin to watch on SUI's chain. Now, another altcoin to keep on your radar that I do hold in my portfolio is called Size. This one has a market cap of $4 million, so it is a micro cap. Very, very risky, but I talked about this falling wedge right here. So when I talk about these projects, don't buy them, guys, don't sell them, just watch them, okay? Keep them on your radar, and I'll show you what to look for here because we can see a similar chart pattern playing out where we see this descending resistance, a descending support, lower highs, lower lows. So what I would expect to happen here for this project, potentially for it to bottom out, to do something like this, to coil up in this falling wedge, and the tighter the apex of the wedge down here at the bottom, the more pressure it builds. Think of it like you're dropping a bouncy ball onto a flat surface, and then when you drop it, you move your hand, so then all of a sudden the bouncy ball just builds up pressure in between your hand, and then when you release your hand, it springs back up a little bit higher. to the point where you dropped it potentially even higher. So on a falling wedge, what that means is the target is the top of the wedge. So if you want to measure that right there at like a penny or something like that, this project wicked all the way up here because they were doing massive marketing. Even Manny Pacquiao, the boxer, posted this on his Instagram story. And so what I would expect to happen for this project, and I'll draw it out, we'll see if it plays out like uni, and I'll give my predictions here. And it's funny to see if these come true or if they don't. But if this project bottoms out and we see a break of this descending resistance like here, hold it as support, I would expect it to spring up to this zone right here as resistance, potentially get rejected from it, maybe form a higher low, and then for it to trade higher back to the all-time high. And so definitely keep this project on your watch list. The liquidity is at 294,000. The FDV, fully diluted, valuation is at $4 million. And this is on the Solana chain right here. So the team has massive marketing plans. They're outreaching to a lot of different creators. So I want to give them actually a shout out for sponsoring one of our previous videos and wanting to sponsor this one as well too. So they're deploying a lot of marketing. So expect to see some great things from Size the rest of this bull run. This is going to be one of those projects that I'm going to be holding till the end of this bull run and just seeing what happens with it. So if it crashes and burns, well then I lose all my money that I put into it because it's very high risk, but the team behind it, they're very, very smart and they have a vast network within the crypto space. So if they deploy their skills and their resources across the space effectively, then this pump that we saw happen right here is just the start when we zoom out for what's coming for this project in the macro leading into the Q4 of 2025 prediction for Van Eck to be the peak. Now, if you guys missed out on XRP's run, XLM's run, HBAR's run, SUI's run, there's still plenty of opportunities left in the space the rest of this bull run. And we're going to be sharing those with you inside of Altcoin Pro University. For example,
our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny. And since then, it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap or 16 cents back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here. And since then, it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called SUI, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University through the link below. And although we make no guarantees because crypto is definitely risky, guys, this is only $97 a month or $970 a year. If you want to save $194, getting 2 months for free and unlock some exclusive bonuses, just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers to help you become the first millionaire in your family tree. If that's a goal of yours, our goal is to help 1,000 members set their portfolio up for life this month. And you can get started through the link in the description below right now, or you can go to bullrunners.com to take advantage of the bonuses we're giving you before they expire. Everyone is loving the community. They're loving the education. They're getting access to real-time altcoin picks first before we ever make videos about them. So click the link in the description below, watch the video, and I'll see you on the inside.